Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Welcome back, and thanks for tuning in on this episode. We have yours truly, Guido1212. In case you didn't know who that was. In a Leo, grinding experience so I can unlock immediately and what's another word for immediately? Quickly? No. Well, yes. Immediately and quickly, and at the same time, unlock the new Swedish medium tanks whenever they show up. I don't know, but that's why I'm driving the Leo. I've got the big gun on it, and I'm driving along here, and I have kind of a mediocre game, and I have a mediocre game that we lose. So why am I showing this to you? I don't know. Actually, I do know, because what happens here is we come down here to the south, and I'm feeling like we're all right. I'm middle tier. I didn't really want to rush in there like those guys. Normally I would, but I felt like something like that might happen, and we're going to get quite a few friends come in there. I've got a really slow reload, so I'm just going to wait a little bit here, and then 400 ping happens. Because I was actually uploading something that I forgot about when I hit battle, which I very quickly remembered about when this happened. And we're going to lose this. And a large part of it is because of my ping, but that's not the point of the video. You probably would really like me to get to the point of the video, and I am getting to the point of the video. And the point of the video is this, that even when you're having trouble, and not necessarily just ping, but overall in the game, and even if you're a new player trying to figure the game out, if you just default back to being careful, picking your shots, not getting too crazy about YOLOing in, you can actually have pretty good games. Even with all of the things that might be working against you. So I'm just auto-aiming right here. I know my ping's terrible. I'm waiting until I reload. I move back, minimize my exposure, and I am just simply trying to do the best I can with a 350 to 450 ping, which is not impossible to play with. A lot of really good players actually use or play with pings roughly that bad. Usually it's packet loss that's worse, but the controls are delayed, right? So things like circling or fighting at 1375, which, oh, by the way, they have one in here, and some of these other smaller tanks can be very difficult if your ping is high and your controls are delayed. But if you're careful about it, then you can actually come out with a decent result. And that's a lot like being a new player or not a very good player, because things happen much faster than you're able to react to. And that's a lot like having a 400 ping for me. I'm unable to do the things that I want to do, and it's a lot like thinking of the thing to do after it's too late. And that's kind of what a high ping will do for you as well. So what you have to do in those situations is just kind of fall back a bit, think about it, and be very careful about where you go. So I don't push in. The reason I don't push in over there is I just got a 400 ping. If I go in there, I got a Progetto in front of me, and that's going to be tough to fight anyway, even with a full good ping, even with my ping not being 300 to 400, that's going to be hard against a Progetto. He's probably going to clip me out or come close to it, drop 3 into me, and then reload and kill me off after I maybe get 2 into him. And he seems to be about 100%. So we neutralize the south. I wouldn't say we won it. There's still a Progetto over there, and they're starting to push into our cap. And I'm sitting here going, well, okay, I got a crummy ping. I need to think about this for a moment, and probably pretty soon I need to go back. So we'll just take a couple looks here. Maybe I can get a free shot on the Progetto. That's the reason I'm doing this. If he breaks cover and starts pushing in, gets a little over-aggressive, me and the LTG and maybe the Fury might be able to beat him, but he doesn't do that. So, okay, fine. Let's go ahead and fall back. We'll go back this way, see what we can do. And unfortunately, the Fury decides to push in, and he'll go all the way down there. And I was thinking he'd just come down here and kind of hang out with the LTG and try to make sure that the Progetto doesn't come up behind us, which would be a good idea. And I'm going to fall back here because we got a prototype moving in. We have the 40 TP, we got an AT7 somewhere. And the one I'm really worried about is the 1375, because unless I can auto-aim him or he drives in a straight line right at me for a bit, I'm going to have a lot of trouble getting a shot on him. We got the 40 TPs coming after the Scorpion. I'd love to keep our Scorpion alive. I get a hit on him. I'll back up. I just auto-aimed right there, right? So with the bad ping, it's really easy to aim in the wrong spot. And unfortunately, he is down below there, and our artillery takes him out. So that works out. You can see the Fury has pushed in, and that really hurt our chances right there. He was a tier 6 medium, but he was 100%, and we really could have used him back here helping us, but he pushes in there alone. He's unsupported. As soon as he is seen, he's either going to be taken out by the Progetto solo, or something's going to flex back there like the 1375 or the 3485. But then we get him moving across, so we get a light on him. Scorpion takes a shot. I do my best there. I get some lead fire. I think he was below the hill, so that shot didn't have a lot of chance. And unfortunately, the FV304 ends up taking out the Scorpion G, who he knew was there from earlier. And I've just got to be careful, right? I'm going to have a hard time getting... See the turret just snapping around. I'm still 500 ping now. I'm going to have a hard time sniping, so we'll just take a little effort here, see what happens. No, they're behind the road. That road is raised. They get our JPZ-4. That's a bummer. And now I've got just a bit of the turret of the prototype T-28. Can't quite get it in there. And we'll just be careful. We're just trying to be careful. Make this a careful, considered kind of game instead of just raging in there. Notice I'm close enough to support to give shots. So I'm not really camping in the very back. And actually I went forward and came back. 3 or 4 is behind some buildings and stuff. I'll just shoot in there. Who knows? And we're in pretty big trouble right now. Fury is taking on the Progetto. He actually takes him down some hit points. And I get the shot into the prototype. Just working that very carefully. He exposes himself. He kills our M44. That's definitely a bummer. Artillery would have been very useful in this case. And then our LTG pushes in. I think unwisely. I wish he hadn't gone in there. He's unsupported. I'm going to have a hard time helping him. I can't tell him that I have a bad ping. I suppose I could have typed that in. I never really thought about it. But in any event, he doesn't know. And he dies. I'm sorry, the Fury dies. And now I know we got big trouble, because what we're going to have here is... eventually the Progetto will get enough guts and he'll start coming in. We'll take a shot here, and that goes high. Doesn't get him. 304 has killed the LTG. That is a big bad bummer. And now it's just me. Now, I did tell you earlier it was a loss. I also told you it wasn't a great game. But it was a lot better game than it could have been had I either just given up or kind of YOLO'd in and not played carefully. So I decide to move back this way and see if I can't catch the Progetto crossing here. I'm going to get up to this bush. But my plans will be changed by new information, which is that right there. Now, unfortunately, I know the Progetto is a bit of a camper. But even at this point, where it is 6 to 1, even the campers will move out. So I don't have a lot of time. The Progetto will be moving in. Whether he comes around from the north or down the south, I expect him to be from the south. I probably don't have a whole lot of time. But the first thing I need to sort out is getting rid of this guy on the cap. I know these bushes are right here. So again, 500 ping. I know the bushes are here. This is my plan. I carefully move up in here. No need to get crazy about it yet. We'll just scooch, scooch, scooch. There we go. We got that guy. We'll move back. And I probably should have moved back enough that I was not going to get lit. So that was a mistake, and I'm going to pay for it. I could have killed that AT-7 off and not taken those hits if I'd have backed up more. And that is one example right there of not being careful enough. And then I could have flexed back and might have even been able to take on the Progetto with my full hit points and not foolishly letting myself get seen. I might have been able to kill the AT, back out of that, go up and over the tracks, and maybe even beat the Progetto before I died. Right? So 1,200 damage, 166 assist in there. Did most of the game at 500 ping. Made one critical, stupid error at the very end where I abandoned a little bit the carefulness. Instead of backing up and making the bushes solid, I went ahead and fired like a muppet, and I ended up paying for it. So anyway, I hope there's some good stuff in there for you guys to learn. And I really think it does kind of correlate to the new player who, after they make the mistake, they think of what it is they should have done. And that's what you saw that last mistake. Before that, did a pretty good job of thinking carefully through what I was going to do because of the situation I had, and was able to get some damage downrange. Not a great game, not a terrible game. I got 4 kills, but I ended up killing a lot of near deads in there. as well. But that's the kind of thing you can start to build on, and as your decision making gets faster and faster, slash your ping gets better, the results will increase. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate it, and we will see you.